Um, Talk a little bit about, I was reading your all's white paper, pure monsters. So I know you guys are dropping your plant monsters first, and obviously growing and evolving, and then soon to be breeding down the line is going to be big. But what's the whole idea behind these pure monsters? And maybe is there a reason to want to hold some of these initial things, the monsters you get? Kind of talk a little bit about that.
Right, yeah. So like I was talking about earlier, there's 16 like pure core monsters that Ra's designed. So these are perfectly matched layered monsters. So the head, the middle, and the bottom are all one design of a monster, which makes them pure. These monsters will have elevated
Yeah.
stats. So with most monsters, you'll have to do some like training if you want to get some stat boots. With those pure monsters, they'll automatically have their stats kind of maxed out. And since there's only 16 pure monsters out of the 4,096, those should be the ones that people are going for. So just natural stat boost and just the rarity behind it as well. Okay, yeah, I don't know if Block's gonna join or not. I just wanted to give a shout out to Block. Like the Tamers are absolutely amazing. I was wondering, how they would turn out. He's never done anime style characters before, so yeah, I wanted him to talk about that. I know he's having technical issues, but he's been an artist for decades. He's been in corporate, he's done freelance, and I think he's finally found his place, in NFTs. And yeah, he's just absolutely anything that he puts out is absolutely amazing. Any of our like branding, the Fractal Tamers, the Fractal Monsters, you can see behind me. Just yeah, huge shout out to Black. He's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Shout
they've
out
been
to
actually,
Block.
they've been updating their website too, adding in a lot of utility for Flemish Giants, their carrot utility token, the Flemish clones. Excited now, probably since he's done creating the drop, he's excited to get back and continue creating for the Flemish community. So I did go out
Yeah,
and buy some clones. I don't have enough algo right now to grab a V1 and be a part of that yet, but it is exciting time for both of your all's projects.
So, hey, so can we talk about, like you said, block runners? I love the Flemish. I actually got in on one of the shuffles, and I was reading the stories. I like what y'all doing with storytelling, right? Can you talk about your storytelling? I read a little bit about the island on the white paper and things of that nature.
okay, it's storytelling for more of Fractal. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So Roz is behind all of that. Like I said, like he's been a long time monster taming. He went to school for game design and like a minor in biology. So he's like really into like species and stuff. So he's really good at
Mm,
putting together monsters and all that. But yeah, the map, we're gonna start out like so. It's an island. It's a newly discovered island. Uh, there's a beach that is safe. There's no hostile creatures on the beach, so any player can go to the beach, rest their pet. That's why you start on the beach and you have a
uh,
campsite there, and you're safe there. No monster's going to mess with you. As you start to enter the forest, there's like aggressive monsters that you're going to have to fight to clear to the next stage. The lore behind it is like, okay, the Tamers are clearing out the first forest, setting their, getting established, and then 3 months later when we drop our water monsters, the lake side opens up and players can get
oh,
out to the lake
wow.
side and explore. So that's kind of the lore kind of matches up with what we're doing behind the scenes. It takes 3 or 4 months to build the monsters, so it lines up with kind of with the backstory as well.
Oh, this
And
is like updates in real time.
and just a note, you may have noticed with the tamers, some of them have like kind of glowing gold skin. Those are the ancient people. And there's kind of like some lore back there that they were kind of on the
Ancients.
island first, and they live there. And then there's the cave people that kind of have the grayish skin, and the natural people, the humans, are the tamers who came to the island. So yeah, a
So
little bit of backstory there.
what about the
Wow.
ones with or is that one of the ones that have the like armor almost on them? The one you guys took or that JT showed a picture of?
Right, yeah, the ancients who have
Okay,
lived on the
yeah,
island the whole time, yeah, and they can
yeah.
they're better at navigating the island than a normal person who comes in to explore.
Yeah, for sure. Those are one of the ones I really hope my whitelist shuffle grants me. If not, I might try a couple more in the public shuffle to see if I can't get one.
Yeah, those are rare. I think 10% of the collection are the ancient, and then maybe
Yeah,
15
they
are
look dope.
caves. So
Yeah, I
you
want
got
one
to
of the
do.
ancient ones. Yeah,
Yeah, they're so cool.
yeah.
I have a question that's not pertained to gameplay, but Fractal Monsters got a grant from the Algorand Foundation. I wanna ask, how the support from the foundation has been, but also has Fractal Monsters received any sort of funding from any VCs like Borderless Capital or anything of the sort?
Right, yeah. So we have our grant that that's funded the last few months of development. That's been great. We can focus on gameplay, not have to push NFTs too early. And we're getting closer to the game, so we're happy to release the Tamer collection now. But that helped kickstart the project. I was able to quit my corporate job because of the grant. Roz quit his normal art job to go full time. So that allowed us to have two full time employees. The founder and the co-founder. So huge shout out to the foundation. Like this is my dream. It's Ross's dream. So yeah, huge thanks there. I was like, I couldn't believe it when I found out that I'm quitting my corporate software job to make a monster taming game. Like,
That's
Damn.
awesome.
yeah, that was the whole goal the whole
amazing.
time. Yeah.
Fantastic.
On top of that, we do have an investment from like an angel investor. So a small percentage that they own, and they're great. They help with planning around tokenomics and studying the market and kind of seeing what other projects are doing and what's kind of working and what's not working. So they've been absolutely great. They're very hands-on. They're public. It's KK Honey, husband-wife combo, huge into
Oh, wow.
NFTs,
KK
and they're
Honey.
yeah. So that's our angel investor. We talked to some VCs early on, and we kind of decided like we have our grant, we have enough money to get this thing off the ground. So we didn't accept any VC funds initially, but it may be something we look into for the future. For now, like between the grant, the angel investment, and now the tamer drop, we have enough to get through this year. We're kind of worried that if we take big funds too early, that they could sway the direction of the game, and we want this model in the game, and we kind of want to be in control, at least in the beginning, the first year, so we can get this off the ground and say, look, we've done something that worked, let's continue doing that, if we take on those bigger funds. So
Heck yeah.
and this is like my life goal, so I don't want anyone messing it up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and honestly, it won't be as good unless it's the genius behind it who's creating it, because it's your ideas, and honestly that's what brings people to something is they get behind someone's idea and they enjoy it. One thing I think I heard you say when I watched your interview, well, it was actually you and a couple other guys from the team with the Recoup, was you guys were maybe looking further down the road, right? So maybe once this game has been out for a year, you've gained some momentum, you've got a great community behind you backing it. You guys may look for some future funds to raise and adding to your team of core developers to really grow it into like an open world. I mean, I don't know. Are we thinking like Pokemon Go? Are we just thinking about how the new Pokemon games look, like where it's a totally 3D world? Like, what's your all's long-term goal? Like, if you could accomplish everything you wanted for Fracctal Monsters, what is it?
Right, like you said, we want to set the foundation before we take VC money. We want to say this, we done this the way we wanted to, we designed it the way we wanted to, we're core to like making a fun game. But I mean, my dream has always been like an open world 3D game, like a monster taming game where you're running around, your pet's behind you, you see your friend, he's running beside you. So that's the end goal. This 2D version, within the scope of the funding that we have, the 2D version is great, it's going to be a lot of fun, but once we have real money behind us, we want to go 3D. It's just that you can't really build, like, people can try to build a 3D MMO with limited funds and a team of 4, but it generally doesn't work out great. So yeah. The great thing about blockchain though is that NFTs, everyone owns their monsters. You can easily port over NFTs from a 2D game to a 3D game. The back end logic, the feeding is all there in our back end. It's just building at the front end of the world. It's just different visuals really and character controllers in the game, but essentially you can port all the logic over to a 3D game. So
yeah,
the end goal is a 3D world.
So can you talk about the game engine that you're using, or is it like can't even think of the name, Unity?
Yeah, it's Unity. It's a game engine. I've been messing around with Unity since early college days. As soon as I started studying computer science, I think my second year in college, I downloaded it and started playing around. I don't know if you guys know P Daddy. He's on the team. He's also on the Flemish team. Parker and I, his real name's Parker, but we met in.
Shout out to Parker.
Yeah, shout out to Parker, doing great. Most of the website that he made, like the marketplace, the profile, the social media aspect, he did that. The Flemish website, those new upgrades, he did a lot of that, and I did a few of the back end stuff for the Flemish. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, he's great. We actually worked on a project together in 2015. Like, I was in college, and we made like a Pokemon 3D, like kind of MMO game. Like, that's kind of how we learned that it's really hard to do it. But we made like a nice demo where you could fly on your Charizard through the sky, and you would see all the people running around, and there was battling and stuff. So just as a college student, we made that in 2015, and that was a lot of fun. And so that's kind of the goal, the end goal for Fracctal. Open world 3D, ride your monster, fight people that you can see, travel with people. I like survival elements in a game too. So, try to find food, if it's storming, find shelter. I love survival element games and monster taming, so a little bit of combination there as well. So
a question I kind of have here as well, just because you're seeing a lot of, or at least I feel like you're hearing a lot of people in the Web3 space, Algorand space, saying like, what's going to bring that mainstream adoption to Algorand, right? Where's the killer DApp, what is it that's going to come out? How do you guys plan to, whether it be just through marketing, or how do you guys plan to make it easy for the people who are not in crypto, not in Web3, to kind of bridge them over to wanting to play your game, wanting to open up a wallet and kind of interact, with your website and with this game?
Right. Yeah, it is definitely a challenge. Getting people who are non-crypto users into blockchain is kind of difficult. You have wallet phrases and everything. People don't really understand that.
Yeah.
So it is a challenge. I think Algorand's doing a good job. I think you can use MoonPay now from Para. So you can download Para and, convert cash to Algo. So it is a challenge. I think creating a really good product and a fun game will bring people in. If, this game looked great, it actually is fun. A long-term project that looks professional, I think people maybe would spend that 15 minutes setting up a wallet and getting into the game. But we probably will need to focus some effort into onboarding people in a way that has less friction than we probably have now.